You're me, Justine. Going to Africa, hope I don't get AIDS. Just kidding, I'm white. Straight out of London with this too, huh? You London blokes gotta be stopped, bro. Idiotic online post that got people fired by Wavy Web Surf.
Today we'll be looking at various cases of people getting fired or becoming unemployed as a result of their own social media posts. Some of these are well deserved.
Going to Africa,
others
hope I don't
not so much. But let's begin with a
You're shitting me, Justine. Justine! Going to Africa, hope I don't get AIDS. Just kidding, I'm white. Justine. Straight out of London with this too, huh? You London blokes gotta be stopped, bro. You London blokes have to be absolutely, you have to be put down for this. Right, this is why I was gonna say we ran away to America, but that's not what happened. They did, and they brought me over. But you know what I mean.
Some of these are well deserved, others not so much. But let's begin with a well-earned career dismissal. The urgent care clowns. What happens when healthcare workers pose for a photo next to your snail trail? People get fired. That's what happens. Around September of 2025, a group of health professionals working at an urgent care clinic in Santa Barbara, California, gathered around to participate in what they presumably thought was a harmless and
patients
funny
allowed to leave you guys
TikTok
gifts?
upload. The
that's
TikTok
funny.
post responds to the question of, are patients allowed to leave you gifts? And this TikTok is supposed to be the staff replying to that question. It says yes, and then the TikTok shows off the gifts, which are actually just stains of what I can only presume to be sweat, urine, and potentially even vaginal secretions left behind by patients who sat on the exam table. The TikTok urges viewers to guess what the substance is. Basically doxing people's snail trail without
That's what I'm
their consent
saying.
on TikTok.
The video jokingly referred to the soiled items as, quotes,
And it's kind of hard not to soil yourself. When doctor's like, let me check your balls, please cough. Sometimes you cough a little bit too loud. You go, oh, my bad, doc. Let a little bit out, gang. Sorry. And I thought it was doctor-patient confidentiality. Nobody would know that I let a little bit out. Right? Only, well, now you guys, but that's kind of cold, dude.
from patients.
The TikTok video naturally sparked outrage in the comments and was quickly deleted. However, it was already too late. The snail trail docs video spread like an invasive slime around social media, infesting sites like Reddit, and commenters expressed their disgust en masse. There's no way around it. This was a gross violation of patient privacy, and many were just shocked and appalled that the employees thought this was acceptable. I mean, if they're publishing stuff like this, what are they doing that we're not seeing on camera? Sutter Health, the nonprofit organization that owns the clinic, released a statement on September 3rd, revealing the employees behind the TikTok had been terminated. Interestingly, they also claimed the person who had taken the photos hadn't even been employed at the time of these images being taken, further adding to the bizarre nature of this incident. Like, why the fuck is someone who doesn't even work there taking sweat-stained photos with
It's
your
a lie. It was the fucking, it was the head doctor himself. Guarantee it was the head doctor himself. He thought that shit was hilarious, but couldn't have the blowback on him. He dang near runs the practice, so we're just going to say that it was a random person that nobody knew and nobody heard of ever because, you know.
To TikTok, bro. Anyways, this situation was quickly resolved, and the urgent care clinic clowns would be thrown out of this sweat, stain, and secretion circus of a workplace for good.
I can't even imagine what it must feel like to have gone to that clinic, been examined, and then go online and see the people who were performing your examinations standing next to and laughing at the table that you were just sitting on.
The Chick-fil-A drive-thru.
That's my prostate exam doo-doo.
You might expect this case to involve a Chick-fil-A worker getting fired for misconduct, but it's the customer who found themselves without a job. Chick-fil-A is one of the most beloved restaurant chains in the US. The food is fire and consistently good, and the staff is always super friendly. I eat at the...
You think doctors like sometimes compare the amount of doo-doo they pulled out from a prostate exam? They like look at the glove and they're like, you're pretty clean in there. This one's kind of wet. A lot of fiber in your diet, I bet. Good stuff. Maybe. I think it could be helpful. It could be helpful, bro. give it a little taste. Did you have corn today? That's delicious. As you look at them in horror.
Place a lot personally. While the food and the staff is always super friendly, I eat at the place a lot personally. While the food and service is banging, Chick-fil-A has had controversy unrelated to these things. And almost all of it comes from LGBT activists, you know, because Chick-fil-A has donated money to anti-gay organizations in the past.
Oh,
Hell,
shit.
their CEO, Dan Cathy, even once spoke out
Gay
against
marriage
gay
still
marriage
wrong,
in
but I'll shut up about
2012,
it and sell
saying
chicken.
it was wrong. But the homophobic chicken be slapping though. There have been many who have protested outside of Chick-fil-A because of the anti-gay stuff, but in 2012, an individual named Adam Smith took the fight to the drive-thru, expressing his rage about Chick-fil-A's transgressions to an individual who literally couldn't do anything about it if they wanted to, the hourly worker at the window. This video begins with Adam sitting in the drive-thru. Apparently, this fuckwad had ordered a free water so as to not give the company any of his money, but also giving him the opportunity to go to the drive-thru window.
Well, I'm waiting in line. I'm next in line. I'm pretty excited about my free water. I also see like a group of 30 college-age students over there. I'm wondering if they're doing a sit-in. I'm so excited I might just join them. But let's see what happens with my free water, and I think I might just say a few words too. Let's see.
As
To
soon
the-
as
to
he
the
makes it
random
up there,
worker?
Adam unloads
They're gonna-
on the
they're gonna
rather
be able to help you with
cheerful
that?
and respectful employee. And I gotta say, this girl, man, she deserves a fucking award with the way she handled.
Chick-fil-A employees, man. They're up there with freaking Amazon workers, bro. No matter what happens, they hold it down. My pleasure. That's what customer service can do for you. Literally. All right? You can be homophobic, but if you're a nice person, people will still like you. Jesus, man. Like, that's just...
This Looney Tune. Take a look.
Here I go. Hey, how you doing?
Fine.
Good. Is this my free water?
It is?
Awesome. You know I'm getting the free water, right?
I do not.
Because Chick-fil-A is a hateful corporation.
I disagree.
I know,
we
but-
don't treat any of our customers differently. We don't.
I know, but you guys,
discriminate.
but the corporation gives money to hate.
And
hate
she's sitting there
groups.
really explaining, too.
Hate groups. Just
I-
because people
I
want to
would say
kiss another
neutral on
guy.
this subject.
Sorry?
I have to say neutral on the subject. My personal beliefs
No, I
shouldn't be in the
understand.
workplace.
Yeah, I believe that too. I don't believe corporations should be
Boy,
giving money.
you pull up to a Popeyes with this shit, boy, they're throwing straight biscuits at you, nigga. They're stuffing them biscuits in your mouth, be like, eat that. Eat that dryness. No soda. Huh? They're stuffing those biscuits in you. Pull up to a Popeyes with
To
this.
I'm
hateful
really uncomfortable
groups.
that you're videotaping.
Totally understand. I'll take my water.
Okay. It's my pleasure to serve you always.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm glad that I can take a little bit of
Beautiful.
money from Chick-fil-A and maybe less money to hate groups.
Well,
Have a great day.
We're always happy to serve every.
I don't know how you live with yourself
Anything you
and
need.
work here. I don't understand.
Beautiful.
This is a horrible corporation with horrible values.
We're here to
You
serve
deserve
you
better.
in any way that you need.
You deserve better. Rachel deserves better. Okay?
I hope you have a really nice day.
I will. I
Wow.
just did something really
You can
good.
tell how nervous she is too. Like she's sweating in there, but you're keeping it cool, man. Honestly, Rachel, fucking legend.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Have a good day.
Okay. I'm a nice guy, by the way, and I'm
You
totally
are.
heterosexual. I'm not gay in me. I just can't stand the hate, you know? It gotta stop. It's gotta stop, guys. Stand up.
Have a nice day.
All right. See you guys.
Bro, I love how he has to clarify that he's not gay.
Right?
Totally heterosexual.
I'm straight, by the way.
Half-baked attempt at a roast. You can kind of tell he knew he was getting owned halfway through it. It's pathetic. Though apparently Adam didn't think it was pathetic enough not to be posted, so he uploads it online. Considering what we've seen from this blockhead, I'm sure he probably thought people would take his side here.
For sure.
But no, he was almost unanimously hated. After all, he was harassing a hardworking employee, and she was so nice to him in spite of his awful behavior.
It's my pleasure to serve you.
I gotta see what Twitter said
How
about
could you
this.
not support this girl and hate on this fucker? The blowback from his actions at Chick-fil-A would be swift and severe. It was soon reported by Business Insider that Adam had gotten
Looks like
fired
bullies
from his
Chick-fil-A.
job after the video went viral. It turns out he was chief financial officer at a medical supply company named Vontae, which I can only imagine was a pretty lucrative position to be getting fired from over something this dumb. After getting fired, Adam went into damage control mode and tried his best to repair his reputation, even creating an apology video, but it didn't help much.
Rachel, I am so very sorry for the way I spoke to you on Wednesday.
You're cooked, Adam.
You handled my frustrating rant
So well.
with such dignity and composure.
It was beautiful.
Every time I watch the video, I'm blown away by really the beauty in what you did and your kindness and your patience with me.
His apology did little to quell the backlash, and the video was bombarded with dislikes. Apparently, this situation has gone on to haunt Mr. Smith in a serious way. A couple of years after the incident, ABC News
Former
released a
CFO
report
on food stamps after controversial viral video about food stamps. Okay, I would never wish this upon my worst enemy. Food stamps. Like, all right, you did something pretty stupid, you owned up for, but like, they not gonna give you another job ever? Food stamps.
Feeling that Smith hadn't been able to land a significant job in the time since his Chick-fil-A drive-through fiasco, stating that he went from making over 200 grand a year to now subsisting on food stamps. He had gotten a job at a firm in Portland, Oregon, but had been fired only a couple weeks after his employment due to them discovering his old rant. And what about Rachel, the Chick-fil-A
At that point, what do you
employee
do?
that he
You got to
yelled
change your
at?
name, right? You got to change your name. If I'm getting that brutalized, it's either you changing your name or you're an entrepreneur from this day forward. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. Those are your only two options. New name, or you are starting your own business from this day forward. And because what? Jobs do not want that PR rep. They do not want that disaster coming from you at all. Yikes.
Well, you probably won't be surprised to hear that she
Promotion.
actually ended up forgiving him. She actually felt bad that the guy blew up his own life. How Christ-like of her. Very Chick-fil-A coded behavior from Rachel here.
I was still in shock from the fact that the video he took of me was going viral on the internet, and I just really didn't know how to react when he came by the next morning.
Well, now, as you know, he has apologized, and I believe that apology has probably gone viral too. Do you accept that apology?
I do forgive Adam Smith. I think he realizes how bad of a decision it was to make that tape, and I feel really sorry for him and his family and everything that's happened to him since Wednesday.
Next, we'll be discussing one of the most classic fired for a social media post cases out there. An unhinged, racially charged tweet made by somebody who worked in public relations. Justine Sacco was a public relations executive for IAC Incorporated. She would make a rather unsavory social media
troublemaker on the
that
side.
propelled her into the spotlight of public scrutiny in a big way, ruining her life for a period of time. In December of 2013, Justine was taking a trip from her home state of New York.
Chick-fil-A is almost goated, open on Sunday. Chick-fil-A after church would be so fire. Well, if they opened on Sunday, then, you know, they couldn't use like the Bible for help. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the point. No work on Sunday, right? No work on the seventh day. And if they couldn't use the Bible for help, then therefore they couldn't be homophobic. You see how all those things connect? It just wouldn't work. So like it's gotta work all the way through. But Popeyes is open every day of the week.
New York to visit family in South Africa, ruining her life for a period of time. In December of 2013, Justine was taking a trip from her home state of New York to visit family in South Africa. It was around the holidays, so she thought she'd pay him a visit. During a layover in London, she got bored and began firing off a few tweets from her personal Twitter account, which only had about 200 followers. Most of these were relatively inoffensive, but one of them was, let's just say, a bit spicy. It read, "Going to Africa. Hope I don't get AIDS. Just kidding. I'm white."
I ain't gonna lie. She slid with that one. She slid. That's fucking funny. That's funny, dude. It is funny. You just can't be making those types of jokes though, Justine. Like, nah. Please.
Tweet is bad on, I don't know, like 3 levels. It makes fun of Africa.
I don't get the I'm
AIDS
white part, to be
victims,
honest.
And I guess black people too. This one should have stayed in the drafts, homegirl. Now, the tweet didn't get any attention initially. Even as she was boarding her next flight, nobody had responded to it. So the woman, she gets on the plane, turns her phone off, and takes a nap as she's going to Cape Town, South Africa. In the meantime, someone found her AIDS tweet. Noticing that Justine was a PR executive at IAC, they felt it was wildly...
How the hell do you... The irony. A PR exec? A PR exec and you tweet this? Nigga, that's your whole job is PR. How would you think this is good for your... All right, bro. All right, Justine.
So they forwarded her post to a journalist working at Gawker.
Right? Got it. Exactly. Gotta have that burner. Gotta have that burner. You want to tweet stuff like this? By all means, go on the burner. Go on the burner, bro. Get crazy on the burner. Follow the KKK on the burner. Follow all your porn people on the burner. Not the main account.
Sam Biddle. Biddle would go on to share this offensive tweet to Gawker's sister website, Valleywag. BuzzFeed got a hold of it as well. Internet users bombarded her employer with demands for punishment, but Justine couldn't be contacted. And that's because, well, all of this had been unfolding during her flight. She didn't have internet nor any idea people had even seen the tweet. Once users picked up on the fact that Justine hadn't responded because she was in the middle of flying, the hashtag
has Justine landed
yet began trending online as people eagerly waited for her inevitable shocked reaction to being canceled for her AIDS tweet. When Justine did finally land, she was horrified as to what had unfolded. The woman instantly deleted her Twitter account, but Pandora's box had already been opened. Justine soon got word that she was getting fired. Understandably so. In light of her termination, she offered this apology. Words cannot express how sorry I am and how necessary it is for me to apologize to the people of South Africa who I have offended due to a needless and careless tweet. Unfortunately, it is terribly easy to be cavalier about an epidemic that one has never witnessed firsthand. While you might expect this to be a career ruiner, Justine would recover from this absurd controversy and has landed additional corporate roles in the years following the scandal. You gotta wonder what was going through her head when she hit publish on this tweet. I like to think the years...
Yeah, corporate don't care about Africans, bro. You're good. Keep it pushing. They don't give a damn. You'll get a job back tomorrow, all right? Africans, fuck those niggas.
PR, mental gymnastics, and communications jargon involved with her job just caused her to snap one day, and in the lapse, she just tweeted out the most offensive thing that she could think of at the time. Whatever the case, it's a truly classic tweet. The Elmo meme firing and lawsuit. Most of the stories we've covered so far are about employees getting fired for ethically bankrupt or disgusting behavior that needed immediate correction and punishment. However, in this next case, the cause for firing really isn't all that egregious. It's actually quite silly, and ironically, what this employee did led to some of the most serious consequences that you'll see in today's video.
Let's hear it, baby.
This story begins in late 2019 with a 23-year-old named Cody Hidalgo. Cody had recently gotten a job at a small masonry company based in Detroit, Michigan. Things were great for a while, but it could be assumed that the work there was hard and the physical labor at the job certainly was worthy of a gripe or two, even by the most dedicated of employees. Which brings us to social media. So it had been about
it's always social media,
company, and on a day off, Cody is browsing Facebook when he finds a meme posted to a friend's page. The meme featured Elmo from Sesame Street sitting on the toilet with the caption stating, "Boss makes $1, I make a dime, that's why I poop on company time." Boomer tier meme, right? We've all seen this type of I hate my job joke on social
media. Right, if that got you fired, that's kind of crazy. I ain't gonna hold you. That was nothing. If I saw that as your boss, I'd be like, haha, that's pretty fucking funny and true. Get back to work, nigga. The fuck? I don't think it was that bad.
Media before. My collar's blue, but my neck is red. Now, Cody thought this meme was relatable and funny, so he decided to share it to his page. And for some reason...
That's the shit my mom would post. Nah, for real. Bro, yo... Moms on Facebook are hilarious. And let's talk about mine real quick. The other day, my mom posts she always does like these joke posts. Joke posts for no reason. And she goes, she asks my wife, keep in mind, it goes, Kadis Tola, or since you're not picking up the phone, I just wanted to, what did she say? Since you're not picking up the phone, I guess I'll tell you here that the way to clean out your booty hole is actually to use this thing. I've been trying to call you for hours, but you seem to not be listening. So please make sure you use this medicine to clean out your booty hole. This is like, I'm like, what? Like, I'm on my Facebook and I read this and I'm like, and then you have to open it to realize it was a joke, right? You have to open it to be like, just kidding. I'm like, bro, what? She was like, nigga, come on. It's like, come on, bro. Nah, she was foul for that. Middle of Facebook, bro. All her friends. Yikes. But she's always up to something like that. I would love to go through her Facebook account one day and show you guys some of the things that she says on there because she's reckless.
It's relatable and funny. So he decided to share it to his page. And for some, this meme was relatable and funny. So he decided to share it to his page. And for some reason, his bosses didn't seem to appreciate the joke. One of them had seen Cody share this meme and would later reach out to him through text message, clearly pissed off. We don't make $1 when you are shitting all the time. Why don't you stay home and do your shit? I don't like to play your bullshit games. Maybe there's a company out there that will put up with your games because I won't. Good luck. Cody, who was a bit surprised that his boss was so triggered, responded asking for clarification. The boss
wasn't
says,
that deep,
look
boss.
on your Facebook page. Do you think things don't get around? Cody says, because I shared a funny meme on a Sunday when I'm not.
That's what I'm saying. This guy's like, this boss kind of a like egotistical, rah. It's come on, dude. You're clearly the manager, right? You hate your job, so you think Cody must hate his job just as much as you hate yours. So he can't joke about his because you can't joke about yours. Is that what's going on here? Cause, bro.
Work? The boss says, you brought work into it on a Sunday. Cody says, so you're going to fire me over a meme I shared.
Bro is probably mad that he was at work on Sunday and Cody wasn't. He was like, this nigga's at home on a Sunday posting this shit? Oh, hell no. Nah, if I gotta be here and he's, nah, I'm cooking him.
That was nowhere relevant to work at all. Cody continues to send messages, but the boss stops responding, leading to Cody apparently believing that he had been fired for sharing the stupid meme. So some of you are probably like, yeah, fuck around and find out, and I hear you, but I think the guy at least deserves some kind of meeting or phone call with the boss. Maybe get a warning first, right? Like, I worked many jobs myself, and I had a situation kind of like this happen once when I was much younger, involving me posting a photo of myself soaked in rainwater while collecting grocery carts, and I think the caption was like, fuck my life or something, okay? So what happened was my boss saw this, but they didn't just instantly fire me. They sat me down and were like, yo, is this a joke, or do you actually just hate your job and not want this anymore? And I was like, no, this is totally just a meme. I want to be employed. And the problem was totally resolved, and I was just like a perfect employee after that. It wasn't serious from me. I was just
have a conversation, bro.
Shout out Publix, by the way. One of the best jobs I've ever had. Cody felt like his boss was being a giant pussy. So he decided to post the meme again and the text message exchange in a new post. And because of
Cody doubling down.
This was, coupled with the boss's irritated reaction, the call-out post went viral. Many sympathize with Cody, going out of their way to bombard the stone-cutting business with bad reviews. And while I don't agree with this tactic, some criticism seems warranted here. That's, of course, if Cody is being entirely truthful about the situation. You see, the masonry company would fire back, challenging Cody's I got fired because of a meme narrative in a big way. Included in an article from 7 Action News was a statement from the company's lawyer, Jan Jeffrey Rubenstein. In it, the attorney claimed that Cody had—
I don't want to hear anything from a lawyer named Jan Jeffrey Rubenstein. He's lying. The lawyer is fucking lying. Jan Jeffrey Rubenstein is dead. Cooked. He'll make up anything on the spot to make sure that nah. Cody's in the right. I don't want to hear none of that.
Actually been fired from this text message, and that Cody had actually worked a shift at some point after receiving these messages. When asked about this discrepancy, Cody admitted that he had indeed gone to his job 2 days after the text exchange, but only because he wasn't sure if he was actually fired or not. Apparently, Cody at some point would walk off the job site and his employment was terminated. But technically and legally speaking, Cody was not fired over text message because of the meme. And it's important to have this established moving forward. Because of Cody's actions bashing his former employer, the masonry company lawyered up and pursued legal action against him. They alleged that their reputation had been damaged by his words and that members of the company had received death threats because of his posts. Cody did his best to mitigate the circumstances at hand, going to the media and even expressing regret, saying
Cody, you had the upper hand at first, bro. You were rocking, dude. They would have loved it. Yeah, man. They probably knew he was going to post it to Facebook again, too. Cooked his ass. Cooked him. Cooked him like a... Oh, man, he's chicken now. Fried.
He'd gone too far with his call-out posts. There wouldn't be any major updates to this story for several years, but its resolution would finally come in 2023 after Business Insider released an article revealing that legal proceedings had since
filing for bankruptcy after he was sued by his employer.
The article reports that Cody had failed to defend himself against a defamation lawsuit issued by the company and was forced to pay $150,000 in restitution to them. This allegedly resulted in Cody filing for bankruptcy, with the story serving as a dire cautionary tale.
I think suing workers, unless they did something crazy, is like not necessary. A threat would have been enough, right? I understand like a threat. It can be necessary. But to actually go through with it? Bro, how much you think? You know how much you're paying him. $15 an hour. He don't got $150K to pay you, nigga. Like, bro.
Complaining about your work online, well, you're entering dangerous territory, my friend. You could go as far as to say that sharing this meme bashing his workplace, in my opinion, it ruined his life. Do I think he deserved it? Absolutely not, but he got sued, and that's the story of the shitty Elmo meme and Cody Hidalgo. Taco Bell pranks gone wrong.
Oh, is this a screaming?
I'm no stranger to covering the various sickening exploits of fast food employees on this channel. But the more I think about it, I don't believe I've ever discussed a Taco.
You think someone rubbed my shit on the floor one time, chat? I try to be extremely nice to them even on the caller thing. I try to be like, oh, how you, when I get to that, I ask how you're doing every single time. Every time I'm like, hey, how you doing today? And I wait for them to say good. Because I just feel like, yeah, I understand you're working super hard in there. I know what it's like. I've been in there. Please just also don't spit on my thing. Don't rub it on the floor. Don't drop it in bleach. Like please. Please. It's why it was the Arby's chicken gang. That's why you got ill. Yeah. I did have my mom order that shit for me too. She might have not said please or nothing. Damn.
Bell employee incident, and that just seems wrong. Taco Bell is S tier, by the way. Don't at me. I love the dog food ground beef. Nobody will convince me to not. I am dying on this hill. And all
ground beef? No, we getting chicken tacos all the way.
So the Cantina chicken menu is fire.
There you go.
So there actually are two insane examples of Taco Bell employees getting fired for doing some disgusting shit at work and it being posted online. The first involves someone pissing. This story takes place all the way back in the summer of 2012, and it begins with a tweet from a Taco Bell employee named Cameron Jankowski at Hunter Moore at Is Anyone Up. Guess where I work? Hashtag Piss Olympics, hashtag Nacho Bel Grande. Attached to the tweet was a photo of Cameron seemingly urinating in the restaurant's kitchen, pissing on a pile of Nachos Bel Grande during his night shift at Taco Bell. This is like Burger King foot lettuce's crackhead cousin. Jesus Christ. So why do this? Well, you may notice that Cameron addressed his post to Hunter Moore and Is Anyone Up, which is Hunter Moore's controversial revenge porn website. The TLDR on Hunter Moore is that he was this piece of shit influencer popular in the early 2010s who had a lot of sway online, and people would try to impress him with vile stunts and get his attention. And if your post was crazy enough, Hunter would send you a t-shirt or give you a shout out. Cameron was clearly trying to appeal to this guy. Now, obviously, you had people responding to this shocking image on Twitter calling him a piece of shit for contaminating food. But Cameron would make an important clarification in a response tweet.
No one's food.
Sorry for disappointing you all, but I didn't serve those. That's too fucked up. Haha. I pissed on them where nobody could see, in private, and threw them away. There's literally nothing they can do. Fire me. I don't care. According to Cameron,
I just still think that's crazy, gang.
But
because like your pee, your pee spouting everywhere too. Like it's like when you hit the toilet, it's also going. So you could have got something next to you contaminated, bro. I'm still disgusted. I'm still disgusted.
Nachos Bel Grande aren't sentient. While a firing was most certainly on the horizon, that's not all Cameron had to worry about. After posting this nacho desecration image and pissing off the internet, his Twitter account was literally hacked by Anonymous. Yeah, like the scary online hacker guys with the masks.
Anonymous, it was that deep?
I'm not making this up. And his fucking docs was published online shortly after via a public YouTube video that was created by one of the anonymous hackers.
Stay cold forever. You look like the kid from, you look like Oliver from Hannah Montana. I ain't gonna hold you.
These dudes were passionate about their Taco Bell. Image of the actual hacker shown on screen now. This docs would in turn reveal that the nacho pissing incident by Cameron took place at a Taco Bell located in Fort Wayne, Indiana. With the guy's name out there and the store identified, Taco Bell quickly stepped in and terminated Cameron within hours of the incident.
Makes sense.
After being fired, Cameron was interviewed by the local media. And in this interview, he actually makes a surprising claim. That being that the piss that we see in the infamous nacho photo, well, he says it wasn't really urine. It was a Mountain Dew golden shower.
But Jankowski says what looks like urine was all a prank.
It was Mountain Dew, and like I threw it right away.
And I gotta be honest, if you look at the spray pattern, it does kind of look like the trick where you cut a slit in the top of a bottle and spray liquid out of it, if you know what I mean. Like, I don't know.
It's hard to tell, to be honest.
A bit too forceful to be of penile origin, but hell, maybe Cam is just that guy and he can piss like a pressure washer. I don't know. In the end, Cameron did seem remorseful, saying the incident had resulted in him being unable to get work in the fast food industry. Wow. And he ended his statement here with a warning to anyone who might be thinking of pulling off a similar stunt.
The 19-year-old says he finally got.
If you're gonna pee in it, at least serve it to me.
Jankowski never got that T-shirt for the picture.
Please.
All he received.
I want some of that pissy wissy. Some of that pissy wissy Taco Bell.
Post any personal business on social
media? I've been calling R. Kelly for weeks to pee on me, but nobody will.
Personal or anything.
So at least I can get his Taco Bell.
It'll come back to haunt you.
Oh, the early 2010s would turn out to be a pretty bad era for Taco Bell in terms of employees acting like.
Bro, relax. We're watching a video here, nigga. This nigga LeBron be on something. Like, yo, what is he going on about?
Idiots, because about a year after Cameron's incident, another worker got in trouble for online antics. In June of 2013, a sickening photo began circulating online.
Oh, yeah, I remember this.
This time showing what appeared to be a Taco Bell employee licking a massive tower of taco shells meant for customer consumption. Absolutely diabolical. This taco liquor image quickly made the rounds on social media, with the pic becoming somewhat of a meme, though most people were just disgusted by it. Commenters wrote, "This sure says a lot about your employees, food treatment, and what they post on the internet. Had to share."
They're making sure it tastes good for you. What you mean?
Taco Bell immediately took notice, quickly launching an investigation into the matter. Who was
got
licking
taste
on these
testing
shells and where can we find him? Well, given the fact that the employee's face was fully visible in the picture, it wouldn't take long for them to apprehend this tortilla-licking terrorist. After performing an employee interrogation, which may or may not have involved torture, on June 3rd, Taco Bell would publish a statement explaining exactly what had led up to the infamous image being taken. They said it wasn't as bad as it looked. Apparently, around the time of this photo being snapped, Taco Bell had been making preparations to release their new line of Cool Ranch Doritos Locos Tacos, which are vastly inferior to the nacho cheese ones, by the way, but I'll continue. In the prep stage of this Cool Ranch Taco Shell release, the company launched an internal competition of sorts amongst...
I ain't gonna hold you. I feel like Taco Bell's a once every 3-4 months, maybe once a year thing. You know, I feel like like fast food, obviously you shouldn't eat it that often anyways. But if I was to eat fast food, like Taco Bell, I would not go there that often. The after effects is just not worth it. It's just not worth it. I'm not saying they don't have some good stuff, but you're in hell for the next few days. You're in hell for the next few days, bro. Chick-fil-A, you can literally do every Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Or every Saturday. You can do Chick-fil-A every Saturday if you wanted to. But if you wanted to do Taco Bell every Saturday, boy, that thing is squirting up the back of your wall, son. Squirting up the back of your wall. That Pepto-Bismol does wonders. Nah, gang.
Their employees, which encouraged workers to take photos of themselves eating or trying the new Doritos Loco Tacos. Now, if you were to ask me, that is what's happening in this photo, but clearly Taco Bell didn't intend for workers to get this abstract. I mean, whatever happened to
it was probably the best marketing.
Let the man paint on his preferred canvas. The tongue is his brush. Anyways, this photo was taken during an internal contest and it got posted to the internet months later by this worker, sparking online disgust. Taco Bell's response, quote, "We do not believe these employees harmed or intended to harm anyone, but we deplore the impressions this has caused to our customers. Our franchisee is responsible for the employment and conduct of this restaurant's employees and has informed us that he immediately suspended the employee shown in the photo and is in the process of terminating his employment. The employee who took the photo no longer works there." It was later discovered that the infamous incident had occurred at a Taco Bell location in Ridgecrest, California, though the particular store number or name of the employee has been lost to time. I gotta be honest, I feel
they should have used this as marketing. Swear, I feel like the Taco Bell now would have done that. Right? I think the Taco Bell page now is a lot of like memes and stuff. And if this would have happened, it would have been like, hey, this is how good our Taco Bell shells are. Look at that. Imagine how much better they taste with meat inside. Get yours now. Snack wrap. Whatever the heck they're going on with. But like, come on, bro. Look at Wendy's. Wendy's turns everything negative into a positive on social media. They be cooking.
Feel bad for this worker. I mean, they just got a little too enthusiastic while participating in Taco Bell's photo challenge. The world just wasn't ready for this guy's artistic.
What if Burger King used the Burger King foot lettuce for marketing? See, I don't think that would have helped them. You actually have to have good food. You know what I'm saying? They would have saw the Burger King foot lettuce and be like, this is why your shit tastes so ass. Like, so this is why? You know what I'm saying? Why niggas are stepping in my stuff? Because that is, I taste it now. I can taste the dirt in my mouth when I put a burger in there. I don't know how y'all calling yourself Burger King and you ain't the king of nothing. You're the pawn. Not even fungus wants your food, bro. Fucking Burger King, bro. So ass.
Vision. Dental employee brags about stolen journal on Snapchat. This story begins with Premier Dental Group, a dental provider based out of Knoxville, Tennessee. Now, it must be stated that this dental group is no stranger to controversy. The company agreed to settle and paid out close.
Next week I come with a Burger King ad. Guys, this is the best meal ever. Burger King. Hey, bro. I need to be like, Chad, it's a check. They're paying me the most. They taste the best right now. They taste the best right now.
Based out of Knoxville, Tennessee. Now, it must be stated that this dental group is no stranger to controversy. The company agreed to settle and paid out close to $1 million in a lawsuit that alleged them of submitting false medical claims in a scheme to collect extra TennCare money from the state. Now, over here in Middle Tennessee, where I live, we call that fraud. Sadly, what we find is that even the lower level employees of this dental group were prone to misconduct as well. It's like trickle down economics, but for shitty business practices here. During a workday in August of 2024, some morally questionable dental staff members managed to get their hands on a patient's private journal. How exactly they obtained it is unclear. It could be assumed that the diary was mistakenly left.
You could have read it, but you didn't have to record it.
Appointment, you know, the patient left their bag and the journal itself in the exam room. Now, the person who owned this journal was said to have been a cancer patient, and the journal itself contained sensitive information about their struggles with the illness. Now, instead of simply keeping the diary safe until the owner returned or, reaching out to the patient to notify them about it, the employees instead decide to read from the patient's diary out loud in the office for entertainment purposes. And they record it. A sick violation of the person's privacy.
Bro, I understand. You're human. You're curious. You're going to violate. Totally. Trust me. I don't care where you work. I know you're just human. You're going to do some shit that you're probably not supposed to do. But to record it? That was a conscious decision to be an idiot. To post it for everyone else to see? You keep that within your nurse gang. You make jokes between each other with that, and that's it. Dude.
Two new ones, which are dermal, so they are not risking anything. I'm going to continue in testing and the next, but my views have not changed on treatment. I'm not going to do any dialysis, chemo, radiation, or infusions. I will agree to surgery, but
Story ain't even that interesting for you.
But I am not having anything removed.
You're definitely not writing for Disney with this shit.
While the video of the diary reading was originally posted to Snapchat, another user recorded it and uploaded it elsewhere for the broader internet to see. The clip quickly spread across social media platforms like Reddit and Twitter, and as you might expect, outrage and disgust followed. Considering the gross nature of what the employees did, it was only a matter of time until people brigaded Premier Dental's social media pages and, swarmed it with comments and concerned remarks. People were like, hey, you fucking piece of shit, why are you reading that cancer journal? After becoming aware of the clip's existence, the dental group issued the following statement to their Facebook page. We are aware of a recent incident involving an inappropriate video created and shared by some of our employees. We deeply regret this incident and the hurt that it has caused. First and foremost, we want to extend our sincere apologies to the individual or individuals affected by this video, as well as to their family and friends. But for the time, this was just lip service. The group had provided zero definitive confirmation that the individuals responsible for the diary theft and reading of it had faced any sort of punishment. So unsurprisingly, it did little to
no more nursing for you.
The online mob that had formed. Hell, the company actually disabled their Facebook page shortly after issuing this statement, leaving people even angrier. If the bit about the diary owner being a cancer patient is true, it really makes the whole thing beyond sick. You go to the medical professionals that are supposed to help you, and in all reality, they're caught violating your privacy and trying to humiliate you. These workers gotta go. With seemingly nothing being done, proper news outlets began to report on the incident, resulting in it becoming something of a national ordeal. And this additional...
That's just I'm thinking, I've picked up people's notes at a restaurant and just read them. But I'm not going to be like, yo, record me reading this note that I just picked up from this customer, bro. Nah, bro. I'd read it, be like, damn, that's crazy. And then give it to the person, be like, yo, you dropped your note. I swear I didn't open it, by the way. Definitely didn't read that you just killed your neighbor's dog last night. Had no clue. But here you are. There you go. It's not for anyone else to know. You're just being curious, and that's it. You're Curious George. It's like if someone sends mail to your house and you accidentally get it, there's 60% of you that wants to open that shit up. All right? You're like, I shouldn't, but fuck it, we ball. I'ma open it. You open it. And then you retape it up and give it to him. Like, here's your mail, by the way. You know, go post you opening it on freaking TikTok. Be like, yeah, my neighbor just got this fucking giant dildo. You see that? You see that, guys? Shit's large. Holy smokes. Look at the way it spins in the air. By the way, her name is Cassie. Cassandra Wright. Yep. She lives at 332 Forest Hill Drive. You see that? No one's doing that. No one's doing that. You at least trying it out. Like, bruh, come on. It's a federal crime. Yeah, you know it's a crime. But we all commit crimes in private. That's the point. That's the point. You don't let niggas know you committing a crime.
The incident, resulting in it becoming something of a national ordeal. And this additional...
You'd probably use it before returning it. Be like, Cassie, I found your mail. It might be a little wet on the end, but I think Amazon just got it. It just mixed it. What do you mean it's wet? How do you know that? Well, it was in the rain. It was in the rain, so I'm just assuming it's wet. Yeah, and if it smells like anything, you know, like some chicken I had last night, that's because I brought it in my house and I had to hold it and there was just chicken smell in the air. I just want you to be aware of that. So like maybe you shouldn't even sniff it at all. Yeah. Yeah.
Pressure seemed to do the trick. Local Knoxville-based outlet WBIR's no pressure seemed to do the trick. Local Knoxville-based outlet WBIR soon reported that the employees responsible for airing out the diary had in fact been fired for inappropriate conduct. WBIR also wrote about a new statement from Premier Dental that claimed the company would be reviewing their internal policies and training procedures going forward.
Bars. Biggest boy with the 16 months. What's good? W's in the chat for biggest, please.
Some people are just pieces of shit, and I don't think any kind of training can fix that, I'm afraid. So while it would have been great if this never happened at all, thankfully those responsible were unemployed, as they should be. However, I haven't even really disclosed to you the most outrageously stupid part of this story. So after the incident went viral, you had this girl right here, the one sitting on the ground in the infamous diary reading Snapchat video, which started all of this. Well, after getting fired, she would actually take to social media and revel in her own infamy. You might expect her to purge her entire internet presence as soon as the controversy broke out. But instead, she took to TikTok and tried to own her haters.
Really, nigga? You couldn't have just left that shit alone?
Look, I'm sorry, girl.
Ew, you really got in there?
You're actually fucking TikToker soon found herself facing mountains of comments, essentially telling her to jump into an active volcano.
Damn.
Bratty former dentistry employee would eventually deactivate the account, unable to take the heat caused by her own shitty behavior. Let's hope the woman never works in the healthcare industry.
You don't know how to take criticism in any form.
Brand account tweet gets somebody fired.
Typical blonde behavior. And they say stereotypes don't exist. Ridiculous.
So in today's internet landscape, it's common for companies and brands to employ the use of snarky public-facing social media accounts, you know, to stay relatable with younger customers. Wendy's, Popeyes, Denny's, you name it, companies are posting memes and jokes now, and that's just kind of part of the way businesses like this market.
If you close your eyes while holding a warm pancake, it's almost like holding hands with a real human. Bro, you probably should not have said that on Twitter. I can only imagine the comments underneath that. Yeah, it is like holding hands with a real human. You should see what the pancake felt like on my dick, nigga. Y'all good? Bun, chicken, pickles equal all the love for the original. Oh, Popeye's going at Chick-fil-A. If you were the person who ran the McDonald's account for a day, what would you tweet? Where the things that should be fresh are frozen, and the things that should be frozen are out of order.
these days. If you go back to 2011, the concept of a brand embracing internet culture in memes was still pretty foreign and novel. Most accounts belonging to corporations stuck to standard announcement style posts advertising.
For sure. They didn't understand the power of social media yet, man.
But there was one company that accidentally broke the mold. And you could argue they inadvertently created the concept of a brand meme account making edgy tweets without even trying to do it. In March of 2011, internet users were shocked when the brand account for Chrysler Motors tweeted out, quote, "I find it ironic that Detroit is known as the Motor City, and yet no one here knows how to fucking drive," unquote. Now, this actually does kind of seem like something a car company would tweet in 2025, but needless to say, it's really unhinged.
Bro was on the wrong account, dude.
Nobody had seen anything like this before. Yo, Detroit viewers, what's the traffic like up there? I mean, I can tell you it sucks here in Nashville. Are you guys actually terrible drivers? Naturally, the tweet sparked tons of chatter, with most being amused at the absurd juxtaposition here. An esteemed company posting something so crass online, it was truly novel. Perhaps this was some sort of publicity stunt, some thought. Maybe the car giant had decided to embrace a new, edgier image. While many companies would in fact take this approach in the coming years, it turns out Chrysler had no such plans to do so, and this entire tweet was a massive mistake. But the post was soon deleted, and a new one was published replacing it, claiming that the Chrysler account had been compromised. Though that wasn't the full truth of the matter. Over the next several weeks, more details would emerge as news outlets such as NBC began reporting and digging into the bizarre incident. The real reason for the controversial tweet being published was due to an operating error by contracted employee Scott Bartoszewicz, who worked for a third-party marketing firm which handled Chrysler's media pages. Apparently, Scott had meant to issue the offending tweet to his personal account, but had accidentally forgotten which one he was logged into, and he posted his shit post to Chrysler's main one.
But he broke through the mold, though. That was probably Chrysler's most viewed, most engaged tweet. That should have gave them an idea, like, maybe if we cut out the expletives, but actually make it feel relatable and funny for the people, they might like us a bit more. Maybe we'll keep you hired, son. You're on to something.
Of course, was immediately fired for the mistake, but he wasn't all too bitter about the company's decision, as he had made it a legitimate screw-up and completely owned up to it. A spokesman for Chrysler named Ed Garston stated, quote, "The company has invested greatly, not only financially but philosophically, in supporting Detroit and the U.S. auto industry, and we simply couldn't tolerate any messaging, whether or not there was an obscenity that was denigrating to Detroit." By the end of things, the tweet had become a legendary meme, and it still makes its rounds on websites today, becoming iconic and earning its place in the proverbial snarky brand tweet Hall of Fame. Thankfully, Scott would end up getting a new job. In the aftermath of his firing, he landed a gig managing the social media profile of the Michigan Arts, Beats, and Eats Festival. With all of this having taken place over a decade ago, it's unclear what the guy's doing today. But if he's currently unemployed,
he's doing well.
Wendy's, Popeyes, any of these annoying fucking brand accounts online, you should hire this guy. He's pretty based and knows what he's doing. Whatever the case, Detroit, are you guys going to...
Slim Jim's one of one when it comes to that type of stuff. Slim Jim? I don't know who's running that Slim Jim account, bro. But they are cooking.
Except Scott's slander, do you really not know how to fucking drive? Sound off below. The apartment complex hall monitor Karen loses her job. In October of 2018, a filmed interaction between a black man named Darion Tolles and a white woman, seemingly in her late 30s, went viral. The video shows Mr. Darion, who happened to reside in the same apartment complex as the girl, attempting to enter his building.
There's no way a Negro lives here with me.
Stopped dead in his tracks at the doorway.
You belong in the projects.
No.
Now, please stop touching me.
I'm not touching you.
You just was previously before.
I'm not touching you at all.
So I'm going to step in.
I'm not touching you, and I'm not in any way doing anything outside of letting my dog go to the bathroom.
And I live here and you're blocking the door.
What unit?
I don't need to tell you that. What unit do you live in?
Despite repeatedly making it clear that he was a legitimate resident, she continues to pester him.
Dude.
The video goes on for another few minutes.
She also looks wasted, though. She also looks like she's on some serious drugs in that door. She looks real scary. The way her eye makeup is, I don't know. She might just be on something, gang. And it might have brought the racism out of her, you know?
Touching you.
You just was previously.
I'm not touching you at all.
So I'm going to step in.
I'm not touching you, and I'm not
Let me see her.
in any way doing anything
Where's she
outside
at?
of letting my dog go to the bathroom.
I live here and you're blocking the door.
What unit?
I don't need to tell you that. What unit do you live in?
That's what I'm
Despite
saying. Get out
repeatedly
my
making it
way,
clear
dude.
that he was a legitimate resident, she continues to pester him. The video goes on for another few minutes, showing the chick following.
Honey, call the police. There was a darker skinned gentleman in the vicinity. Oh God, bro. Oh God. This shit is too funny. Like, please, excuse me. No, there's no way you can live in this building, bro. How can you possibly afford this? Food stamps can't get you this. You're not welcome in this building. We don't serve Kool-Aid here, buddy.
Pulling him up to his apartment and even standing there as he puts his keys into his own door.
You followed me?
You just followed me all the way to my door.
Go walk your dog.
That is so that.
As a record, I just want to say
Ma'am, you just no.
It's not even that nice of an apartment building. Get walk your ass on.
You look pretty stupid on video. Have a nice night. And my name is Mr. Toes. Thank you.
The video was initially shared to Facebook, but it garnered so much buzz that it spread to the wider internet. Once it got to YouTube, it received over 42 million views. The woman's extremely entitled attitude resulted in many characterizing her as a Karen, giving her the nickname Apartment
She just
Patty.
be drinking
That
wine
being
all
said,
day. I can
wouldn't be
see it in
long
her.
before the woman's employers stumbled across the controversy and took action. Mainstream news outlets such as the New York Times reported that her name was Hillary Brooke Mueller, revealing that she worked at a real estate management company called Tribeca STL.
Yikes.
Apparently, after the cameras had been turned off, she had gone so far as to call the police, claiming she was, quote, uncomfortable. She was fired from her position at the company, with many onlookers baffled as to why she had even bothered the man in the first place. As you can probably guess, most assumed it was because she was another racist Karen lady that didn't know why somebody who was black could possibly ever live in her complex.
Right? How can you afford
Hillary
this?
said this wasn't the case, soon hitting back at her critics. She soon did an interview with Fox 2 News, attempting to justify her behavior, claiming that she had been concerned that Mr. Tolles didn't actually live there. And she said that she was just trying to keep the apartment complex safe. When questioned about why she felt
what
this
gave
was a
you that?
responsibility,
Yeah.
she stated,
My only intent was to follow the direction that I've been given.
I have to keep this complex safe. I've been like, what, dude? No niggas are allowed here. They're gonna make it unsafe. Don't you get it?
Association board members
Just say it.
And that is to never allow access to any individual that you do not know.
Ironically, the article...
So why didn't you move out of the way from the door and let me open it myself? That could have been an easy way to solve this, right? It's like you're sitting in the way. And it's like, all right, if you don't think that I live here, why don't you move and I can show you that I can open my door myself, bro? But you're blocking me from doing anything. I was just wanting you to hold the door for me because you were coming out and I was going in. It's that simple.
Goes on to point out that she had been married to a biracial man named Brandon Mueller, who later spoke out on the incident.
That nigga is
Business
not
Insider
biracial.
reported that although Hillary had initially tried to defend herself by claiming she was married to a black man, Brandon revealed that they had been separated for over a year by that point. Though they weren't
She called me the hard R.
officially divorced, though.
She's been calling me the hard R for 7 years straight. I couldn't put up with it anymore.
He was horrified at the incident, stating, My only hope is that we as a community can use this as an opportunity to do what my late father taught me many years ago, to not allow others' ignorance to incite anger and hatred, but to use it as an opportunity to learn, grow, and promote love.
Right? The race play got too real. At first, I just thought it was some fun role play. She used to text me saying how she wanted my big black babies inside of her. But then, as time went on, she wouldn't stop. She continued on. Every night before dinner, it was, here, eat this food, hard R. Go to bed, hard R. Take a shower, you dirty hard R. I'm over it, Judge, please. She started making up new slurs.
In the end, this incident went down as yet another example of a Karen gone wild. Occasionally, it's referenced on social media platforms like Reddit and Twitter, but it is one of the more goated Karen moments.
That right there was peak